Before time began, there was the cube.
Now, if you've clicked on this video, you probably had the same reaction to the title as I did to the concept when I first thought this up. What the absolute tomfoolery is Legopunk? And you'd be right, because it doesn't exist. There's a lot of different types of punk subgenres out there. A few we've already covered on this channel, like diesel punk and biopunk, and even more that we'll be covering in the future, like cyber, steam, and atomic punk. So what in the hell are we talking about today? Well, let me explain. The whole basis of these subgenres in fiction and movies, games and books, all the like, is the punkish nature of rebellion. A rebellion against corporations, against governments, against the literal forces of hell and evil itself. So what the crap is Legopunk rebelling against? Before we get to that though, I just want to let you know that I'm starting a charity fundraiser off of this video that's going to be going forward. I'm not getting into it now, but if you're interested, stick with me until the very end of the video, or skip to this time in the video that you see on screen to learn more. But for now, back to your regularly scheduled nonsense. Punk is often a young man's game. Teenage angst is well understood because that's when it's the strongest. People who are fans of Green Day or 3 Days Grace, shush, I know, I like them too, but it's a very time-sensitive thing. People eventually move on and they stop ringing into it. But to me, this made-up genre of Legopunk that I present to you now is explicitly for people who are older. This does not describe a story or a setting in the way that cyberpunk features a world based around 80s glam rock with cybernetic advancements. This describes the inescapable urge to escape the adult world and be a kid again. Simply, and less exciting as a name, nostalgia punk. Essentially, what I posit to you now is a genre of media that is bent on reminding us or letting us relive times gone by. The Lego games are actual Legos themselves, most simply. Warhammer, It Takes Two, Toy Story, Star Wars, comic book movies, and so much more. Stuff like If, which if you haven't seen it is an entire movie based around reactivating our inner child. Maybe punk isn't the right term for it, but I'm just trying to keep it in the confines of this series that I've been doing for a while now. Legopunk is not necessarily a subgenre, but a more conceptual idea. A rejection of the regular norm, and the idea that we may cling on to youth and joy for as long as possible without conforming to the standardization of our culture. Why do some people turn 40 and they still collect old Nintendo games or keep painting Warhammer for years on end, while others turn 40 and instantly start smoking up a bunch of cigars and going out to shoot golf clubs? Because the former is Legopunk. To be childlike at heart. This entire idea was kind of a joke started by my co-host on the Chaos Continuum podcast, but I have fallen to a spot that I sorta buy into it. So, let's define Legopunk in actuality. The theme, aesthetics, obviously it's an easy one. Something that plays into the aesthetic of childhood memories, old cartoons like how Cuphead mimics Popeye, the Lego games literally bringing toys to life, or Across the Spider-Verse making comic characters jump off a page onto the screen. But the style is not all of it. The consumption of this media, not its theme, is what separates someone who is just generally geeky from a Legopunk here. There is a difference in this between someone who's just playing Fortnite, which happens to be cartoonish in nature, and someone who enthusiastically enjoys the simplicity of lemonade on a sunny day with the game of Minecraft at night. Someone who craves extravagant cosplay or costumes that reveal an inner child that always thought Captain Rex was the baddest ass who ever lived. By my definition, if you are not even an adult, I don't think you apply. Ageism right off the bat, I know, but it's a necessity. The whole punk idea behind this concept is to rebel against adulthood itself. To remain in your joyful youth even beside the unstoppable churnings of time. I'd go further and say that Legopunk might be a parental thing, the style of parenting we see in like the show Bluey, where the anthropomorphic bandit and Chili don't ignore their daughters, but play with them and indulge in the delight of childhood playtime with them too. Because what are our children but a conduit for us to be reminded about what childhood is supposed to be? Now, that's not saying you should live through your kids, but rather that you should live with them, rather than turning away from them just because kids' toys are childish. There's a difference here between a collector buying a several $100 Star Wars recreation in Lego and painstakingly building it before staging it and giving it an intricate display to show off your hard work, and getting a little box of die-cast Lightning McQueen figures while going vroom vroom on the living room floor. Of course, this means that some people who try to reclaim their childhood in new light are gonna be a bit cringe, like Disney adults or hardcore Lego collectors that get mad about illegal building techniques. But for the most part, people are just trying to find the joys in life during a time that is more stressful, more expensive, and more crazy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Legopunk is the rebellion against age, against adulthood, because sometimes when you're stressed out, all you want to do is be a kid again, and there's nothing wrong with that, in healthy moderation, of course. But that's all for today. Tell me what you thought down below. Remember to stay cool, have fun, and be awesome.
Buster out.
If you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching the video. Now, for the big reveal. I've started something I call the Colorful World. See, this channel is very small, but I've seen how in just a month's worth of views I can rack up some extra revenue on the side. And I am beyond grateful for the opportunity that I'm able to have that in the first place. But I've also always wanted to be in a position where I can do good for good's sake. Doing YouTube alongside a full-time job, I can pay the bills and I still have a bit left over, but I also feel bad making money on what's essentially a hobby for me, and I don't exactly want to shove ads or just ask people for something with nothing in return. So, I'm starting this little project on the side so that myself and everyone else can help apply some aid to the people and communities around me. There's going to be 3 ways to contribute. 3/4 of all of the revenue I get from memberships on the channel, meaning the extra tiers here, which gets you comment replies, extra videos, and videos way early, and from the Colorful World merchandise, like these shirts, jackets, and accessories, as well as a straight GoFundMe pool, which is 100% going towards the cause, if you would rather just outright give rather than going through memberships and merch. All 3 of these streams are going to be going towards charity. Right now, that charity is the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma City, because it's where I live, and I think it's good to help local foundations rather than these massive organizations that make it hard to track their spending. But right now, the goal is to try and raise $5,000 for this organization. So if it takes a week, a month, or a year, the Colorful World will still be around and giving little by little until we've met that goal. And if this goes well, I would like to do more with this sort of thing in the future. My main goal for this is incentivizing people who want to support my content so I can make more of it at a higher quality, while keeping my current content free of anything that disturbs the experience, like mid-roll ads or sponsorships for some mobile game that I'm never going to play. So memberships, or Patreon if you prefer that, is the way I'm going to monetize this channel. If you'd like to support me or support the fundraiser, it'll be all down in the description. And to keep full transparency, I will be posting every single receipt of my earnings and donations through these streams into my Discord, which is linked down in the description, just in case you have any worries about abuse in the money raised or concerns about donating. So that's about it. Help me try to make a more colorful world. Become a channel member, pick up a shirt, or just go give to the GoFundMe if you'd like to help me help the Oklahoma City Food Bank. According to their site, they can make 3 meals with every dollar raised. So let's help and make them 15,000 meals to keep people from going hungry in the absolutely awful southern heat. Please share this along, or just let me know your thoughts down below. And of course, thank you very much for watching. And for real this time, stay cool, have fun, and be awesome. Buster out.